eraser guy. Good evening, everyone. So this first class of mine where I talk about vocabulary through roots. So today's class is intended to talk about two things. One, because when it comes to CAT paper, all of us are going to prepare vocabulary. So how do we go with preparing vocabulary? That's a first thing. Secondly, what can be the easiest method of preparing words? Now, the first and foremost thing that you all have to realize is that we would have to prepare words when it comes to CAT because it's going to help us in understanding the comprehension better and probably will help us mark the answers better. Now, the other most important thing that vocabulary would play a role in papers where direct questions of vocabulary are asked, like papers like SNAP, papers like your CMAT, papers or paper like Narsi Monji, all these exams are asking direct format of vocabulary. Some words we'll have to learn, but there's this another very easy method of doing more words by learning lesser number of meanings, and that method is what I'm introducing you today. Because some of you I've already met in my online classes, so probably my online students would be very clear with the concept of the root word. I'll just spend 2 minutes discussing root words, the base word, and then we start with some words of vocabulary. Okay, now you usually find that what I'm writing on the board and what videos you're seeing, you will usually find a little bit of lag because of the YouTube streaming. So don't bother yourself. I'll keep the whatever I'm writing on the board, I'll keep it for a little longer time so that you can make a note of it. So what can be a good preparation of words? Now, a lot of times you must have heard people and faculty members saying that, you can learn words by reading. Yes, reading, but reading is a little slow method. First of all, you need to read. Secondly, you need to retain that word. And then in reading, you are only collecting few words. But we are also preparing synonymous words. Antonymous words are not going to be formed by just plain reading until and unless we're reading very vigorously, which I think for your CAT preparation, for your RC portion, you would be doing. But let's do an easy method of preparing words, and that's called as the root method. Now, what is this root method and what are the base? Words have got an origin. Words, language, linguistic people have formed the base words. Base word means the root. Now, when I learn the meaning of my root word, as a root, what I add to this is called as the prefix. What I add after the root is the suffix or the base word. Now you can easily see here, when we add a prefix and a suffix to the root, it forms a complete word. The prefix also helps us, if we know the meaning of certain prefixes, it also helps us in finding out whether the word connotation is positive or negative, whether that word has a positive usage or it has a negative usage. So that can also be decided by knowing the meanings of certain prefixes. Just to give you a small example of some prefixes here. See, when I write a word as possible, which is a positive, and I write impossible. Now see, dis, dys, look at all of them. When I add any of these words to my base word, like a dislike or a disaster or a dysfunctional, and then immoral, having no morals, or undo, can you see here? I've immediately turned all these words as negative, like an imperfect or a dislike or a dishonor, distaste. So prefixes will give connotations to words. Also, certain prefixes have certain meanings and they give word the meaning of that. Like, for example, if I say a predict, you have a word as indict and predict. So prefixes meanings we can learn, certain root and base words meanings we can learn, and also we can learn suffix meanings. So probably what will happen today, I'm going to only teach you 5 to 6 root words, and under those root words we are going to form a lot of parallel words, or we can also form words which are meaning similar, which is practically saying synonymous words. So our synonymous words are going to be prepared by preparing, we keep the meaning common. So the root is something like a tree. You have a base word given here as the root word. The meaning of that word is shared, is given to you. Then I form a lot of words with that root. Lot of words I'm going to form with that root. And now what will happen? You learn the one meaning, form so many words. And suppose I form one word, then you can prepare synonymous 3 more words, 1 word and 3 more. So can you see the meaning is just one? And under this tree of this one meaning, we have formed so many words. So that's the beauty of the base word meaning or the etymological usage of words, which helps you and which gives you chance to learn more words. So I'm practically taking first word root, and I'll, if you find my pace a little fast, you can just chat with me and say that, okay ma'am, just slow down a bit. Okay, so let's, because here at this place where I'm standing, I would not be able to realize that whether you're really able to absorb. And intent of this class is it helps you learn. In this 1 hour I'm trying to cover words that are very close to the tones also. See, this class of mine will help you in covering your tones also. I'll put double tick to certain words which are also acting as tones in RCs. So now let's start. So my first word root that I'm doing is this. So let's have a word root here. And the first word that I'm doing is licks and licks. Licks and licks. Now you'll say, what is licks and licks? Licks and licks both mean. This is the meaning. It is basically having a connotation to speak or to write. Now, this is my word root. Now look at the words that I'm going to form. I'm just taking a simple example to explain this. And I'll add 3-4 more with this so that you have so many word roots with this. One can be your lock. One can be your garu. It can also be log, L-O-G, and it can also be L-O-Q. So if you can see here, all these word roots mean to write or to speak. Now, when I write this word, dyslexia, can you see the negative prefix that I've said? A disorder of speaking and writing, dyslexic. A disorder of speaking and writing. But the word I want you to cover with me now is this. A prolix argument. Now, a lot of times the tone or style of writing of authors can be prolix. Now, what is a prolix? Look at the word pro. Pro means in favor of, in favor of. Now, what is this? He is in favor of using more words. He is in favor of using more words. That is prolix. An argument which is prolix is going to be, now I'm giving you synonyms. It can be a verbose argument, verbose. What else can we do? It can also be an argument which is, it's basically an argument or a line that's full of words. So another word for this can be tautology. I'll give you examples now, just 1 minute. Pleonasm. These are all synonyms now I'm writing. Or it can also be verbiage. Okay. And also it can be something which is, having more words, verbose or wordy. And then we'll do the opposite also. Easy word is wordy. Prolix arguments are usually the wordy ones. Now, what is tautology? See, tautology means where I am using repetitive usage of words or more words. For example, when I say, just look at this, our nation should come together to unite. Have a look at this. Our nation should come together to unite. आप देख रहे हो, what have I done? Why, if I say our nation should unite, could have been an easy word, but I unnecessarily filled it with more words. So this is where I'm using come together and unite as repeated. Same thing happens with pleonasm, where you use unnecessary redundant word, which is not required only, we are saying. Now pleonasm is see with your eyes. Now look at this. See with your eyes, which is clearly saying a pleonastic statement, because now with what else would you see? Would you see with your lips? Why do I need to say, either I say see or I say use your eyes? Why should I say see with your eyes? Okay, now see, this is prolixity, favor of more words, disorder, see prefix, favoring. See, when I say I am pro this party, I am pro BJP, isn't it saying I'm in favor of something? I am favoring, I have an inclination towards it. So prolixity is verbosity. Now, this could be a writing style of an author where he's using more words, or he's in a statement, he's using a pleonasm or tautology. Opposite to this, now here we're also doing opposites. We might do 4 words, but we're doing them thoroughly. So now, so the first word I form from lix and lex is prolixity. Now opposite here to these words only. Prolixity ka opposite can be, here I'm running another word root, which is brev, which is short. Opposite. Brevity is shortness to the word prolixity, verbosity and shortness. So what can be? One word is easily made from the word root only, brevity. But here concise. It can also be condensed. But all these words you know now. So what are the words that we should be collecting here? Could be some statement which is laconic, absolutely short and pithy. To the point, pithy. So laconic and pithy both means opposite to this, but also we can have for this something which is even very short-lived, ephemeral. Ephemeral. Could you see the words now? Can we have one line for this? His speech was so boring because he was using sentences that were either tautological or pleonastic. People would usually, his pithy and concise mannerism of speech is what draws attention. If you look at Kapil Sharma, his humor, his sense of humor is very breve, short, pithy, to the point. It hits the bullseyes. So brevity, laconic, pithy, concise, condensed, opposites of, and how many meanings we've done? We've just done 2 words here. Now I'll do one more here with this log only. So lix and log, one is very to the point, another is prolix. And here one more word we can have, succinct. This is double C, succinct, short and concise. Short and concise is succinct. I hope everybody is noting down words, because I can't see anybody in the chat box. I'm really not able to find people in the chat box. So just say yes or no in case you are really making a note of these words, so that I would really appreciate if you can say that, okay, I'm making a note, or and I've understood this. So that gives me that all of you are really listening to what I'm doing. Okay, I'm waiting for your comments. Okay, possible, yes. Okay, so all of you are making a note of it. So this is the first one. Then I'm clearing this, please, or clearing. Okay. Nigam, very good, very good. Paki, okay, very good, excellent. I am clearing. Next one. Can we take some more? Now we're doing, okay, thank you everyone. Are you noting down, Divya? No, I am not noting down. So another word we are doing. So please, now we are doing another word with lock only, and this is lock, which is to talk, which we have done to talk or speak. So with lock, we can easily prepare this also, L-O-G. And here I'll be taking, this was speak, and I am adding one more prefix with this. This is good. Please, all of you make a note of this. I'm carrying over from the last sheet. So log is basically from the last sheet, which is saying log. This was all meaning talk or to speak. Yes or no? We just did this, and I'll prepare so many words with this. Now, first, another word that I do is EU. This is good. EU is good. Word root EU means good. And now I'm taking a word. Please, this also is very important when I'm keeping it centric tones. See, I'm keeping it centric now. Author in a passage praises somebody. So EU was good, and he talks good about somebody. So what is it? Praise. Talks good about somebody. So my first word is eulogy. This is praise, but the only problem is praise is this eulogy is praise, but it is praise for the dead. But let's have a lot of words for now. We're preparing absolutely good words for praise. Okay, so let's do that. So first and difficult word. See, in the end, 5-10 minutes, I'll spend revising with you. This is C, panegyric. Then it can be, eulogy is praise for the dead. Panegyric is all praise. Now here, another word, accolade. Accolade, plaudit. Plaudit or plaudits, or it can also be exaltations or exalt. It can be a tribute. Reclamation. Another one. I'll do a lot of sessions of this kind, and practically, believe me, in this 6 to 8 months of process, I'll be teaching you 30 to 40 meanings like this with roots. And underneath, I'll be covering so many words that if you go back home and prepare one more on this, 2000 words we're going to prepare by learning just 50 to 60 meanings. And today's class is intended to teach you 5 of them. So I've just talked about 2 of them. Let me keep that in mind. One is good. I'm doing good. I've done talk and speak. Now favor of talk, and here is this. So look at it. Authors, tone is eulogy. If it's a person dead in the passage, then he eulogizes. I can eulogize Mother Teresa. And here another word for this. Author lauds. His tone is laudatory. He praises something that's laudatory. Author praises government's efforts in getting the whole country vaccinated. Laudatory is his tone. Now look at it. What will be the basic difference? See, the basic difference is the tone of the word. Approbation is more like an approval, a lower and mild form of praise. Accolade is good, acclaim is of the same kind, but laudatory and panegyric are all praise. See now, please understand. When I say you're a good student, or if I tell somebody you're an okay student, look at my tone. I'm undoubtedly appreciative. But you're a wow. So can you see when I say you are a wow, I'm basically saying a higher degree like a panegyric. But somebody, I can eulogize Mother Teresa. And what is a plaudit? Plaudit is this. Taliyan lagana is plaudit, which comes from the word, see here, plaudit also has the word root as laud, applaud. Another word for this was applaud, plaudits. And another one here we can add on, encomium, all praise, all praise. The movie is good, praise. The movie is good. The movie is very good. The movie is wow. So look at it. Accolades, plaudit for the plaudits, tributes being paid. exaltations being made, and but approbation, approval, approbation, this is T with approbation, approval. So here another word for author's praise. We'll do immediately opposite also of this. Here's the word root, which means, see, this is it, critic, critic. To pass a judgment, to give your viewpoints of something. You have a viewpoint which is looking at something from a basic blame. Critic is somebody, in Latin was the word which means to blame. Now here's my word. एक तरफ author praise करता है, एक तरफ author, and here's the word that is formed from here. Critical. Author is critical in his tone. Author criticizes. Author is critical. Author criticizes. Now praises, criticism. There he uses more words. No, he goes by making the statements very short and to the point. He's laconic in his speech, but he's verbose, verbiage. So blame. So here criticize के words ले रहे हैं बेटे. Criticize के सारे word ले रहे हैं. एक word. Author censures. Censure, criticism. आज क्या, whatever words we do, it will be linked either to your tones, because gradually we'll come down to arts. You'll find tone questions are very often coming in your CAT paper, and plus these words will also help you learn some words for fill in the blank. So now understand, when I'm doing tones, tone is a part for each and every RC paper. RC is a part of each and every paper, and tone is a part of each and every paper. So understand, infer question has a base of tone. Now the author was in good spirits, or author was, now see here, good, but author was not very author was not praising like a wow. Tone is mild, tone is strong, laudatory, panegyric, tone is strong. So if you have done RCs, you'll practically understand that you cannot change the tone also when it comes to an inference question. So हमारा inference का base tone है, and we'll practically in the next 2-3 sessions we'll only do words that will help us build a strong base to our tone words, so that we start interpreting RCs in a better emotion linked words is what I'm doing with you guys. So here, censure, criticism. Then it can also be, see, somebody scolds, reprimand, criticizes and reprimand, but somebody chides. This is equal to, so don't get confused, what is this? This is equal to reprimand, chiding, scolding. Usme agar this is criticism, censure is absolutely you are giving somebody reprehend. It is reprehend. Also, it can also be reprobate. The boss reprimanded the worker, or the boss angrily shouted, chide. Okay, but he was criticized badly for his latest book. He was reprehended for his slang remark. Reprehend. Okay, reprehend, censure, criticism, and reprobate. That was approbate. This is reprobate, which is saying criticize. That was eulogy, and this is blameable, critical. Critical is the tone. The author criticizes somebody. And here is the, iske liye we can also do one thing. Dress down. Dress down. Dressed down is basically scolding some. He was dressed down by the officer in charge for his careless behavior. That means scolded very badly. That is dressed down. So 2 words here. EU is one, but I haven't. I use this and frame eulogy. I framed this. Eulogy. Eulogize. So encomium, laudatory, panegyric, and plaudits are the meanings. Censure, reprimand, and reprehend are the opposites. And dress down is also scoldings, basically criticism, severe criticism. Okay, I'm taking 2 more of this kind with log only. I'm taking first. Now, here are 2 simple words that I'm. Loquacious, another word for this can be garrulous. This has nothing here. I'm teaching you only this suffix. See, when I say courageous, it means full of courage. But when I say locks and OUS, it is full of talking. So this person is very talkative. He's very talkative. Loquacious and garrulous are people who are very talkative. Garrulous and loquacious both will be the meanings for the word talkative. He might not be verbose, but he might be talking a lot. He might be talking a lot. So here is another two words with lock, but here we can have one more, and now a lot of words we are doing. Lock hame pata lag gaya is speaking. So here are my few words more. I'm keeping a bit of space so that you can identify your word root. Look at this now. See, all of them have an element of speaking. And here, these are just plain simple words you're learning. Somni is sleep. Somni is sleep. So when I say somniloquent, is basically saying somebody who talks in sleep. Somebody who talks in sleep will be somniloquent. So here, talk to tumhe aata hai. I am just writing sleep, and you will say sleep talker. Somebody who talks, somebody who throws his voice. Now, like in puppetry, it looks like the puppet is speaking. Ventriloquists are people who throw their voice. Like if you've seen the cartoons, animations, or basically puppetry, where person throws his voice on something. Ventri is to throw your voice on some object. Somebody throws his voice. That's ventriloquist. And circumlocutory. Now, would you be able to say circumlocutory? Isn't tautology very close to circumlocute? Bar, wohi gol, gol. Circumlocution is very close to prolixity. बहुत सारे words हैं. Circumlocute है, where you're talking in not in circles, but you're coming back to the same point. That's circumlocutory. You're coming back to the same point. That's circumlocutory. Okay, it's prolixity again. Now, soliloquy is solitary, single person talking, but single person. Now, am I doing soliloquy? Abhi to isme koi nahi bol raha. You guys are not speaking, but I am only speaking. Am I doing soliloquy? No, I am doing this. Monologue, one-to-many monologue. This is more like an address कर रही हूँ मैं, और मैं यह भाषण दे रही हूँ. अगर it can be a sermon. Can you see the beauty how we are going with just talking only? Address and sermon. It can also be a speech. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his monologues fascinate the common man. But soliloquy is when single, in drama, people would do soliloquy because that is a single person speaking to him. If you guys are not there and I am speaking to my own self, then I am doing soliloquy. One person, single person speaking to your own self, soliloquy. And obloquy is, you are basically, obloquy will be my next word, which I'm taking. You are spoiling somebody, you are speaking against somebody. Obloquy. You are speaking against somebody. That means you are either backbiting, आप किसी के लिए कोई खराब, you are trying to spoil somebody's reputation. Obloquy. इसके लिए एक वर्ड ये लिखो, and I'll just explain अभी. Obloquy, calumny, और इसके लिए किसी को condemn करना. अच्छा, अब एक बार मैं एक और वर्ड तुम्हें अब भी दे रही हूँ. बच्चे ये देखो, डिक्ट का मतलब भी टू स्पीक है. अभी तो स्कूल में डिक्टेशन टेस्ट होता था अपना. अब देखो डिक्ट भी स्पीकिंग है. अब नाउ प्लीज हैव लुक एट वन वर्ड. Contradict. If I say global warming is on the rise and you say no, it is not, it is under control, you're contradicting me. You're speaking something against my view. So इसके लिए contradict के लिए तो word है refute या confute. आप मेरी बात से एग्री नहीं कर रहे हो, मेरी बात की उल्टी बात कर रहे हो. But when you say Shruti ma'am is, she doesn't teach good, you condemn me, you backbite. Have you seen a lot of women have this habit to spoil somebody's name? That's obloquy. Lot of reporters would do calumny in their newspaper against politicians. They would try to spoil them. They would try to slander, condemn, slander. किसी की चुगली करना, बैकबाइट करना, ऑब्लिक्वी. किसी की बात से एग्री ना करना, कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट. पर नींद में बोलना सोमनी, अकेले बोलना सॉली, और मोनो बोलना one too many. Mono is one too many. Soli is single, solitary. But here, so this is all with speaking. Now, can you see here? We've done so many we've done obloquy, soliloquy. But now I'm going to take another word root, and we are going to prepare because we have moved on to obloquy. So what our condemnation is what we can do here by saying what if people condemn somebody, then what can be the word root. So here, let's do that. Okay. But before we do that, let's see what we've done. हमने तो दो ही word किया अभी तक. EU is equal to good word root, और इसमें हमने करा eulogy, praise and all that. Then I taught you in the beginning, I taught you log. अभी तक तो speak और good ही तो किया है. अच्छा, अभी dict करके आए हम, अभी dict करके. So here's another word we can do with speaking. I was just waiting for this benediction. This is blessing. Dict is speaking good. Benediction is a blessing. Can we have another opposite to this, which is malediction, which is a curse? So word roots हमने कितने किए? लॉक, ब्रेव, शॉर्टनेस के लिए बेटे, और इधर किया लेक्स और लिक्स. Prolixity, brevity, eulogize, or we've done about 25 to 30 words. Benediction is a blessing and malediction is a curse. Malediction, a curse. Mala is bad, ben born is good. We always have this ben born as good and malediction as bad. Then another word we did is criticism, critic. So देखो चार word तो करे हमने. Critic is to blame. तो यहाँ हमने करा condemn, blaming. यहाँ हमने करा praise, eulogy में talking a lot and talking short. Tautology and pleonastic, a pleonastic argument, a tautological. I'm saying it again and again so that it fixes in your mind. Okay, but panegyric, all good, approbation and reprehension. ठीक है, ये हमारे रिविजन हो गई. अब we're starting with another one. अब मैं थोड़ा सैड और हैप्पी की तरफ जा रही हूँ. सैड और हैप्पी. सैड, सी बच्चे, डोल, एक और डोल, डोलो, ये पूरा सैड है. इसका मीनिंग सैड है. अब हम करेंगे ऑथर इज इन अ वेरी सैड मूड. ही राइट्स इन वन ऑफ द पैराग्राफ्स ही इज ग्रीविंग. सो ग्रीफ आता है, हमें ग्रीव भी कर लेंगे. ग्रीव भी सैड ही है, सैड, बट विल डू टुडे सैड के लिए. अच्छा देखो, अब मैं इसके साथ ही बनाती हूँ डोल, और ये लगा दिया मैंने फुल, सफिक्स लगा दिया फुल, या डोल, डॉलर लगा दिया, OUS लगा दिया, फुल, OUS भी फुल ही है. तो फुल ऑफ सैडनेस, डोलरस, डोलफुल. तो एक वर्ड हो गया. ऑथर इज मोर्निंग, मोर्नफुल. Author tries a method of where he's basically shedding tears. So, lachrymose. Why lachrymose? Lacrimal is the gland. वो gland है बेटे जिससे tears निकलते हैं. So lachrymose, he's using this lachrymose. Another word that I like to do is this. अब देखो negative. Console word आता है console. Disconsolate. Disconsolate. Cannot be, he cannot be consoled. He cannot be consoled. Then look at this word, wailing, wail. तो कुछ भी नहीं किया, bewail. ये आता है moan, आता है moan. तो bemoan, लो. Bewail, bemoan. The author bewails. He bemoans. He's disconsolate. He's very, very sad. He's doleful. He's in tears, lachrymose. But he is mourning somebody's death in one of the paragraphs. And then, ab ye ek word kara rahi hu, please. This is really good word. Dirge. Dirgeful या dirge. अब बेटे dirge क्या है? Dirge is some kind of a word where the author, dirge is a poem. अब आपको this, how is a poem sad? See, this is a sad song sung at the burial ground. It is usually ऐसा गाना जो किसी की death पे गाया जाए. That's a burial song. That's called as a dirge. So ये भी बड़ा dirgeful है कि sorrowful है. Atmosphere is very dirgeful, which is sorrowful. Okay, and then we can have another word, very sad. Lugubrious, which is again sad. Ab sad आपने कर लिए सारे. Doleful, dolorous, mournful, lachrymose, lugubrious. Disconsolate, wail and moan आता है, bewail, bemoan. Bewail and bemoan. और एक और ले लेते हैं, ये तो तुम्हें आता है. woes आता है ना, वो तुम्हें आता है. तो वो लिखा मैंने, वो lot of troubles in life. Woe begone, woe begone. Somebody who's having a very sad disposition. बहुत ही देखने में दिखता ही बहुत sad है. दिखता ही बहुत sad है, वो woe begone है. Okay, so sadness. These are all words. Dirge, a song. Now, I'd like to give you an example if you've seen this movie. Hrithik Roshan's movie where he's a quadriplegic. I'm forgetting that name of that movie. I don't remember the name. His mother dies and he starts singing a dirge. He's a quadriplegic. He's confined to the bed. I don't know Aishwarya Rai and Hrithik Roshan movie. No, not Jodha Akbar. वो उसकी mother की he's lying. He's absolutely euthanasia पे है वो movie. अच्छा अब देखो मैंने gradually तुम ना देखना it will start playing a game. We'll start playing a game now. ये तुम्हारे sorrow के आगे. अभी मैंने एक word बोला euthanasia. So I am going to break that word and show it to you how wonderfully if we remember that word roots कैसे words और बन सकते हैं. Can we go and play this game? ये note करो. Happy के मैं अभी दे रही हूँ. बट पहले तुम ये देखो EU से मैं कुछ और बना रही हूँ. अभी EU कराया और मैंने गलती से वर्ड बोल दिया. तुम्हारा यूलॉजी तो मैंने करा दिया तुम्हें, वो तो तुम्हें आ गया है. अब मैं सेकंड कर रही हूँ और हैप्पीनेस का वर्ड मैं यहाँ डालूंगी. अंडर गुड फीलिंग्स, यूफोरिया, यूफोरिक, हैप्पीनेस, एक्सट्रीम हैप्पीनेस. ये बेटे हैप्पी का सैड, यूफोरिया. मैंने वर्ड रूट्स कम कराने हैं. मैंने बोला आई डू ओनली 45 to 50 और उसमें आई प्रैक्टिकली फिट ऑलमोस्ट 2000 to 3000 वर्ड्स. मीनिंग्स कम याद करने हैं हमने. सो ये देखो यूफोरिया, एक्सट्रीम, इसमें देखो सम एक्सिलरेशन, एक्सिलरेटेड, एक्सिलरेट, एस्टेसी और रैप्चर, रैप्चरस, पागल खुशी से हो जाना. अब ले लेते हैं. He felt absolutely lachrymose when he saw a sad and tragic movie. He saw something very sad. He read a book and he was literally in tears. Tears के लिए lachrymose. But when I received a call from the IIM, it was one euphoric moment of my life. I felt ecstasy running across my body, an exhilarating moment and a rapturous thing. And my family was all praise for me because I'm living. So they did not do a eulogy, but they clapped, plaudits. They applauded me for my hard work. My father was panegyric, all praise for me. They did not eulogize me because I am there. But when my grandmother died, so there was a eulogy or a tribute made at her funeral. And then when somebody also sang a very sad song, a dirge. याद हो रहे हैं? Dirge. ठीक है? So now यूफोरिया एक्सेलर, ये हैप्पी के आगे इसमें जोवियल वोवियल तुम्हें आते हैं, मैं नहीं ले रही हूँ. Jovial, happy. The author can be in a very happy mood. He can be in a mournful mood or a sentimental mood. Sentimental के लिए मॉडलन है. अभी मैंने तुम्हें एक वर्ड बोला ना ऋतिक रोशन की मूवी से. Forgetting that movie यार. Anybody help me remember that? मेरा दिमाग वहीं अटक गया. हाँ, yes, आ गया नाम. गुजारिश. Yes, गुजारिश. शाबाश, thank you. तो ये otherwise your mind is stuck कि वो मूवी का नाम क्या है. तो गुजारिश is the name of that movie, and he is asking for euthanasia and singing a dirge on his mother's funeral. Euthanasia, इसमें ये है word root, thanatos. Thanatos in Greek original word is death. So can you see? Death. He's asking a good death, euthanasia. A good death is mercy killing. He's asking a good death. This is mercy killing. Mercy death. Euthanasia. अब हमने क्या किया? Eulogy, euphoria, euthanasia. But उससे भी पहले अब हम ये करेंगे. फिर हम आते हैं उस पे eugenics पे. उसमें कुछ नहीं है. Euphemism. बेटे EU है. Good usage. Good usage. Now, what is this good usage that I am talking about? आज मैंने तुम्हें tautology और प्लियोनेस सिखाया. अभी एक euphemistic सिखा रही हूँ और ये भी टोन है. अब euphemistic is basically, what is euphemism? Euphemism is where a person uses good usage. अब कह रहे हैं good usage कैसी? Now let me take an example and explain you. See, now if I go to any common bus stand or place, it will say toilet, the word written, or lavatory. Look at the rough usage. But when I go to a 5-star or I go to a English country, traveling across Europe, you will not find this harsh word as toilet. They will use a word as they will say powder rooms, restrooms, washrooms. So what have I done? Euphemistically. Yeah, toilet is also the same place, and restroom is also the same place, or the washroom is also the same place. But what have we done? We are using a good word, substitute. A harsh word with a mild one or a polite one. Euphemistically. Author euphemism try karta hai. See, now I'll give you another example. If I say shoes, harsh. Footwear, mild. My neighbor died. Oh, such a harsh way of saying. My neighbor passed away. Euphemistically said. Ab author kisi ko, instead of calling him, blind, or calling him somebody fat, then you call somebody overfed, overhealthy, very healthy. See, you are saying it politely, mildly, and in a good usage. Euphemism भी एक ऑथर का टोन है. किसी को हार्शली क्रिटिसाइज ना करके थोड़ा माइल्डली कर दिया, मोटा ना कहकर उसको हेल्दी कह दिया. और किसी को I like to quote this example. Metro does this wonderfully. Have you seen, instead of saying disabled, they say specially abled, euphemistically said. So अब इस लाइन में the author euphemistically states a good usage. ठीक है. और ये हो गया euphemism. Euthanasia हो गया good death. Thanatos is death. Thanatology study. Thanatos is death. Good death. Mercy killing. Euphoria, extreme happiness हो गया बेटा. Eugenics. Now this is good produce. When somebody goes and, this is a technique on the branch of science which is crossbreeding. You crossbreed and bring a better variety. That is eugenics. A branch of eugenics deals with producing good. So when you crossbreed two good varieties and you bring out one which is going to be a better variety comes out, and that's a branch of eugenics. Clear? So we've done about 5 words with EU only. अब इसमें एक easy word और कर सकते हैं, euphony. This is sweet sounding, तो इसके लिए एक word और ले लेते हैं, mellifluous. 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 Oh, and it can be symphony. It can be symphony, it can be mellifluous, good sounding, good music, euphony, eulogy, eugenics, euthanasia, and euphoria, euphoric, rapturous. ठीक है, sad हो गया, happy हो गया, euphemistic एक नया सीख लिया, brave हो गया, short हो गया, डोलो हो गया तो tearful हो गया. अच्छा, एकता कपूर एंड हर लैक्रिमोस कैरेक्टर्स, समझ रहे हो ना, आंसू रोते रहते हैं उसके, रोतलू से रोने वाले हैं सारे. लैक्रिमोस कैरेक्टर्स, एकता कपूर एंड हर लैक्रिमोस कैरेक्टर्स. On the contrary, I'm a happy go person, that is happy, jovial. But euphoria, there's euphoria all around. There'll be euphoria. Markets have shown a euphoric move post the finishing of the Omicron virus. So here, euphoric. Markets have responded very rapturously to the digital currency announcement done by the finance minister. Very happy, very happy. Okay, चलो अभी दो words बस, last 2 और करेंगे, खत्म, 50 कर लिए. So ऐसे sessions practically I'll also do online. आज तो YouTube पे कर रहे हैं. So then it will be a 2-hour session. तो फिर उसमें it will give us, we'll do it with a sheet also, and that gives me the leverage to go with more words. Clear? So let's start. I'll do last 2 words and then we'll try synchronizing what we can do. Okay. So here, next one that we are doing is this. Would anybody be able to form a word with this? और ये तो बहुत important है क्योंकि ये एक tone है. ये तो बहुत, आप देखो पेपर, form a word with this, rid and ris. बनाओ word rid and ris से, if anybody can make a word with rid and ris. Okay, quickly, any one of you make one word. Laugh. It says to laugh. और एक और लिखते तो और easy हो जाएगा. To laugh अब बन जाएगा to mock. rid से ही बनाना है. Rid से. Anyone? I'm waiting. Nigam, Divya, where are you guys? चलो बनाओ. मैं अपना लिख रही हूँ. किसी जैसा बना दो. Risible. Another word could be here. Okay, very good. Ridicule. See, now look at it. To mock somebody is ridicule. The author's tone is basically ridicules. The author ridicules. Risible. Ab isko I'm going to make it more negative by adding a prefix to it. Deride, makes fun of somebody. He laughs at somebody. He makes fun of somebody. He makes fun. Deride. Ab dekho de prefix, dekho negative. Dislike. Look at degenerate, degrowth, The moment you place a DE, it becomes negative. And here, laughing in a mockery. Another word, mockery. Mockery, तो उसका meaning ही है. So the author mocks. He risible. और इसका एक ही हो जाएगा. अगर वो risible है तो derision, derisive. The author's tone is derisive. He's making fun of something. He's laughing. अब ये taunt. Taunt से समझेंगे सब. Taunt. Scorn. Taunt is scorning. Another word. A jeering remark. A scoff. और ये सारे ही बहुत important है. Sneer. Sneer. Mockery थोड़ा it's not that mockery will always be negative, but deride and derision is laughing at somebody, making fun of somebody. Making fun of somebody, that is laughing at somebody. Sneering and scoffing and jeering. Opposition would sneer at the party in power. They would ridicule all their policies. His tone in the parliament, it was really, derision is mockery with an element of insult. To insult somebody. So that is basically, yes. So that's basically the word where we are talking about a derisive tone. But here we can also have another word for this, which can be a plain word, panning. So it can be a jeering remark from the opposition leader was derisive. A jeering remark is another word we're going to prepare with this is disparage. Condemn. अब देखो यहाँ पे देखो ये condemn है और वहां पे था obloquy. इन obloquy में आप मेरे को condemn भी कर सकते हो और पर obloquy is not derisive. उस obloquy में आप सिर्फ किसी की रेपुटेशन खराब कर रहे हो, यू आर बैक बाइटिंग, चुगली कर रहे हो. बट डिरिजन में आप उसका मजाक मॉक कर रहे हो उसको. अब पर देखो अच्छा ये लॉट ऑफ लाफ्टर शोज कैन जस्ट बी mockery, ठीक है. But have you seen roost comedy? That is derisive. They are basically roosting by doing derisions. Insulting भी है, laughter तो है, but it's basically scoffing and sneering. She sneered at him. मतलब ऐसे हंसा जैसे as if basically to belittle somebody. ठीक है. ये derisive words we are doing ridicule, risible, making fun, deride, derision. चार तो एकदम rid से आ गए. Then jeering, scorning and sneering. So a sneering. Okay, now with this we are, because we are taking mockery. ये mockery वैसी है जिससे हंसी आती है. तो एक और बिटर ही देखो बेटे, मॉकरी अच्छी भी हो सकती है. स्टैंड अप कॉमेडियंस कुछ मॉकरी फन के लिए करते हैं, बट कुछ मॉकरी तो बेसिकली नेगेटिव बिटर ह्यूमर करते हैं. बिटर ह्यूमर तो वो सरकाजम है. नाउ वी विल डू वर्ड. यहाँ पे वी कैन पुट इन द वर्ड sarcasm, bitter humor. Now I'm going to give you an example and you can see here. ये note कर लो and then we look at the example. देख लो sarcasm, biting humor है. It's biting. So if he's handsome, you're saying, he's handsome. If you love rodents, can you see if अगर तुम्हें चूहों से प्यार है तो फिर वो भी handsome है. तो can you see how insulting humor के लिए तो किया गया है, पर ये कोई ऐसे मॉकरी नहीं है, किसी की इंसल्ट है. रोडेंट्स, चूहों से अगर तुम्हें प्यार है तो फिर ये भी हैंडसम है. तो कैन यू सी हाउ बिटर एंड सरकास्टिक इट इज. So this is, but here I like to explain, but I'm ending the class with 3 more words. Just no 3, not 3 roots, 3 words. Sarcasm सीख गए, mockery आ गई, derisive and derision आ गया, happy, sad, prolix, short और brave आ गया. सब हम tones की तरफ चलते जा रहे हैं. But अब एक और जो मुझे एक बिल्कुल एक नया word सिखाना है कि किसी की tone sarcasm नहीं है और उसकी tone dull boring है, dull and boring. अब इसके लिए I'll help you. पहले I'll just erase this and then see. इसके लिए tone होती है, word है prosic. बस last word for the day. I know it's going to be, then I'm not even touching a sheet in this classes. So prosic. But prosic word का origin कैसे हुआ? Prosic का origin is coming from something like this. See, poems were written in the 16th, 17th century. And when poems were written, but poem को इस Latin word में poem को प्रोजा कहा किसी ने, प्रोज कि पोयम में प्रोज है, पोयम में तो पोइट्री होनी चाहिए ना, प्रोजा मतलब प्रोज है उसमें, इट इज मोर लाइक अ टेक्स्ट रादर देन अ पोएम. इमेजिनेशन पोइट्री की है ही नहीं है, इट्स मोर लाइक अ लिटरेचर आर्टिकल रिटन. तो प्रोजा लैटिन का वर्ड है जिसका मीनिंग है लैकिंग पोएटिक, प्रोज जैसा, प्रोज जैसा, पोयम प्रोज जैसी. तो यहां से लिया, प्रोज जैसा मींस लैकिंग पोएटिक इमेजिनेशन, और ये हो गया फिर डल. प्रोजेक हो गया डल, बोरिंग. अब हम सारे बोरिंग, बस बोरिंग के वर्ड कर लेंगे. अब बोरिंग करेंगे. लास्ट वर्ड इज बोरिंग. आई नो माई क्लास इज नॉट बोरिंग, इट्स नॉट प्रोजेक. तो अब डे टू डे एक्टिविटीज जो रोज हम रिपीट करते हैं, रोज रिपीट करते हैं, उनको बोलते हैं humdrum. This is routine work, but drab, dreary, drab. These are humdrum activities. See, like all activities, repetitive activities are humdrum activities. Watching, ab isme cliche, watching cliche things. Have you seen a lot of shows are very, very boring, dull and drab? They're not at all exciting because they're prose, like prosa. Prosa should help you remember that word, humdrum. Achha, another word we can do is platitude. अब ये थोड़ा प्लैटिट्यूड वर्ड समझो, ये कौन आ गया. प्लैटिट्यूड इज दैट काइंड ऑफ अ वर्ड जहां खोखली बातें की जाती है. दैट्स प्रोजा. विकास आने वाला है पर पता नहीं कहां से और कहां से आने वाला है. So that's platitudes. Empty words. Words are empty. So prosic. और अब मैं monotonous word को please break कर रही हूँ. You'll see the beauty. देखो mono एक word root है, टोन एक वर्ड है और OUX सफिक्स है. एक टोन से भरा हुआ, एक फुल ऑफ वन टोन, मोनोटोनस. सो मोनोटोनस, प्लैटिट्यूड. लैकलस्टर, शाइनी नहीं है, डल, बोरिंग, लैकलस्टर. राहुल गांधी स्पीचेस आर यूजुअली लैकलस्टर. But Narendra Modi's speeches are platitude. मैं ऐसे example दे रही हूँ with all due respect, किसी के sentiments को नहीं, just to help you remember. But if you look at Shashi Tharoor's speeches, then Shashi Tharoor's speeches are usually not prosa. They are not prosa. They are full of lot of bombastic words. He would never try euphemism. He will usually use very difficult words. Okay, and another thing, it could be a vacuous, vacant in the air, vacuous, lacking imagination, lackluster, platitude, dull, boring. Okay, अब ये moron, morose, drab, dreary. अब टोन में कौन से आते हैं? Either his words are platitude or it is prosic, dull, boring, prosa, prosic. Clear? So it is, and another one, but his personality, as his personality, he is stolid. Emotionless है ना, in a dull, boring, stolid. His stolid face. So his stolid face, मतलब emotionless. Moron, morose we'll continue in the next class. So ये एक dull हो गया. So just 2 minutes we'll revise and we are through then. Okay, chalo, let's quickly revise now. EU, good. 5 words we've done. You have to prepare eulogy. I'm doing this logy. Euphoria, happiness, bete. Nausea, death, and euphemism. ये तो मेरे EU से हो गए. Praise, good, happiness, good usage, good death, and good produce. Good music. लो भाई. इसमें तुम क्या 2-3 और नहीं कर सकते? Yes, you can do it. You can really do it. Then comes my rid and ris. I don't know why this line is to mock or to laugh at somebody, to sneer, scoff, ridicule, deride, derision. ठीक है? फिर then I did this dole और डोलो. डोलो तो बहुत ही याद हो जाए ना, आजकल तो डोलो सभी ले रहे हैं, सैड होके ही ले रहे हैं क्योंकि सैड है. डोलो तो मैंने डोलरस, डर्ज, डोलरस, लैक्रिमोस, मॉडलिन, ये सारे डोल से कर लिए. सैड के और भी कर सकते. इसका ऑपोजिट ये पड़ा. फिर हमने किए ब्रेव, शॉर्टनेस, बट इसका उल्टा क्या किया? प्रोलिक्स. और फिर बहुत सारे वर्ड लॉक्यू से कर लिए. See, this is what we've done today. Lock-you, sadness, happiness, brevity, and prolixity. Lock and lock you. Lot of words, dialogues, monologues, prologues, introductions, circumlocute, garrulous. So here is my class where I taught you just 5 meanings, and under those 5, I've taught you 50 words, 50 to 60 words. That's all for the day. Any doubts for anybody? I love to solve any kind of issues that you guys have. And further clarification, whenever you meet me in my classes, we'll always in my classes of grammar and my classes of vocabulary, we'll be doing the root word method. Clear? Anything else anybody wants to ask? Nothing? So I put the session to rest then. That's all for the day. Stay blessed and stay happy. Okay, bye. थोड़ा सा लैग है तो देखते हैं कोई आ जाए डाउट. नहीं. Okay. Okay. Thank you everyone.